Jeopardy! Fans have called out host Ken Jennings for ruling a contestant's answer incorrect in a surprisingly harsh tone. On Monday's episode, Monica Anderson from Sterling, Virginia, picked the $400 food history clue. The double Jeopardy! Clue read, "It's not anything space-y but a malted dairy product that gave its name to this candy bar first sold in 1924. Monica confidently buzzed in and responded, "What is the Mars bar?" Ken's reaction to her wrong answer wasn't exactly a display of bedside manner, fans pointed out. He could be heard snapping at her a mere millisecond later, "That's not correct." Monica looked visibly taken aback and stared at the champ-turned-host with wide eyes. Current champ Nilesh Vinjamuri, a software engineer from Lionville, Pennsylvania, who'd win the game, buzzed in next. He correctly identified the clue as Milky Way, to which Ken said, "Milky Way, that's the right candy bar." A bit dramatic. Fans took to social media to discuss Ken's reaction and agreed it was over the top, even if it didn't impact the game. "I think Ken was a bit dramatic on the Mars bar response. That is not correct. I wasn't bothered by it, thought it was funny," one Facebook user wrote. "Ken did sound curt. He does this off and on. The contestants don't seem to think much of it. That's all that matters," wrote another. "Alex was often condescending to the contestants. I guess it's human nature sometimes," wrote a third. "Alex did the same thing. Stop it," argued a fourth. "He does that a lot. I liked the variety," wrote a fifth. "At least it wasn't the dismissive/angry NO that mayim often did, right?" joked a sixth. "That was weird," agreed a seventh as another wrote, "I thought so too." "It's well known that Ken hates Mars bars," quipped another. "Even the great Ken Jennings can be a little passive-aggressive at times," defended another. One more replied, "LOL, it caught my attention too. But, oh well. Less nervous." Meanwhile, Nilesh won the game in his second of two runaways with an impressive total of $29,100 and a combined $41,100. Many fans were impressed by his strong showing, which came with only days left before the game show takes its summer hiatus on Friday. Some predict he'll make it into the Tournament of Champions before season 40 ends. Nilesh's depth and breadth of knowledge is pretty impressive. "Congrats," one Redditor wrote after Monday's big win. "Loving watching Nilesh, now I hope he gains confidence in himself in his future DD wagers," wrote another. "I hope Nilesh wins until at least on Thursday, making him at least a 5-day champion. He did very well today," wrote a third. Nilesh seemed nervous for a while during Friday's episode before taking over that game. "Seems like those nerves are gone and the rest of this week's competitors may have been in for a tough time," predicted a fourth. "I know it's just nerves, but he makes me dizzy," quipped one more on the champ's tendency to shift back and forth at his podium. Jeopardy! Airs at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, check your local listings. In the heart of Jeopardy's storied history, moments of drama and suspense have unfolded before millions of viewers. Yet, few have matched the intensity of the recent episode where the iconic host Ken Jennings faced an unexpected backlash from fans over a seemingly innocuous interaction with a contestant. This particular episode was not just about answering questions but about the underlying dynamics of pressure and expectation that come with the show. It was a crisp evening when the episode aired, and the atmosphere was charged with the familiar Jeopardy! Excitement. The contestants, 3 in total, were poised for the evening's challenge, and Ken Jennings, the revered host, was ready to guide them through the game. However, what should have been a routine episode took an unexpected turn. The trouble began during the double Jeopardy! Round. As the game progressed, the contestants were pushed to their limits. One player, Emily Collins, a history professor from Chicago, seemed to be struggling. The tension was palpable, not just for Emily but for the entire studio. Jennings, known for his calm demeanor, appeared to be somewhat on edge. The pivotal moment arrived when Emily misanswered a question about the historical significance of a particular event. The answer, though incorrect, was not far from the truth, and Jennings's reaction was swift and sharp. "That's not the right answer," he said tersely, his voice carrying a hint of frustration. Emily's face betrayed her discomfort. Her eyes narrowed, and she glared at Jennings, a mix of surprise and hurt reflected in her expression. The studio audience shifted uneasily, and it was clear that the atmosphere had changed. What had been a light-hearted game show now had an undercurrent of tension. The incident didn't go unnoticed. Fans watching from home began to take to social media, expressing their dismay over Jennings's reaction. Comments poured in, criticizing the host for what they perceived as an unfair and unprofessional response to a contestant's mistake. The backlash was swift and vocal, as viewers who had long admired Jennings now questioned his demeanor. Ken Jennings, a fixture in the Jeopardy world, had always been known for his calm and composed presence. His reputation as a respectful and knowledgeable host had endeared him to many. However, this incident exposed a different side of him that viewers were not accustomed to. The seemingly minor confrontation had evolved into a significant issue, revealing the complexities of live television and the pressures faced by those in the spotlight. The response from Jennings himself was equally surprising. Instead of brushing off the criticism, he took to social media to address the situation. In a candid post, he acknowledged the tension and expressed regret if his response had come off as harsh. "I'm sorry if I seemed out of line," Jennings wrote. "The pressure of the game can sometimes get to all of us, and it's never my intention to make a contestant feel uncomfortable." Emily Collins, the center of the controversy, also spoke out. In a follow-up interview, she shared her perspective on the incident. "I understand that the pressure was high," she said. "But it was a challenging moment for me, and Ken's reaction felt like a harsh reminder of the stakes. I appreciate his apology, but it was a difficult experience." The episode sparked a broader conversation about the nature of competitive games and the responsibilities of those who run them. Viewers and critics alike debated the balance between maintaining the integrity of the game and treating contestants with respect and empathy. It was a reminder that even in the world of trivia, human emotions and interactions are complex and often unpredictable. In the aftermath of the episode, Jeopardy! Producers took steps to address the concerns raised by the public. They emphasized their commitment to creating a positive and supportive environment for contestants. Discussions were held to ensure that future interactions between the host and contestants would be handled with care and sensitivity.